week, we take a few moments to think about giving and the impact of our giving, the impact of what we share, and how that has an impact in our community as a church, but also in the wider community and in our world. First of all, I want to thank you because part of giving is to be able to recognize that we're in a partnership together. And so thank you for your partnership with Kings and through your regular giving and in the tithes and the offerings, whether it's through the offering box or whether it's online or pre-authorized. Our vision as a church is to experience God's love, but also that love, as we are restored and built up, that love would overflow into our world. And so our giving moment this week is really a thought in preparation for our annual meeting. Next week we'll be having an annual meeting, and part of our annual meeting, it's an important time to discuss not only the things that are going on in the church, but are looking forward to it. And so part of that is also the financial part of it, what God has provided, and then also what we are looking to as we make plans together with God for the future of our church. And so this year our theme has been an open door in 24, and we have recognized different ways that God has opened doors for us as he leads us. And so in this past year, now I'm just going to give very simple pictures and numbers, but if you want to get a full report of our church finances, we have them on the table there, and they're open to anybody in anticipation of the AGM that's coming up, and you can help yourself to them, the financial statements, but also our budget plan. So this is a little bit of what our year looked like in terms of income. Through the donations, people have given about $196,000. CBM and our partners in mission, or we have given towards these about $7,272. Ministry grants, we received $6,000 in this past year from our partners at the Canadian Baptists CBOQ. And then our partners here right in this building, as we share ministry together, Logos, have contributed about $20,000 in this past fiscal year. But as we look forward, the doors are still open. There's a couple of pictures, a bit of a glimpse of some of the things that we were able to do last year, but we also recognize that the door is still open. There are so many different opportunities, open doors that God has provided for us. And so we want to, as a church, look forward to that and trust God to provide for that. Here are just a few glimpses again from this past year, even looking forward into the future year and recognizing the different parts and ways that we as a church are able to minister and able to bring life into our community and also share the life that we have experienced. And so we're so grateful for that. And as we look to this next year of doing ministry, it comes down to a circle with a lot of pieces of pie. Two of the pieces of pie are bigger than the rest of the pieces of the pie, but it's a little bit of a glimpse that the total cost of doing ministry at King's Community Church in a year is $257,000. Where's that going to come from? Well, we see that 76% of that will come from donations as we entrust you with that as a board and a staff. We've talked about these, we've prayed about this, and we believe that God will use you to contribute towards this through your gifts to the tune of $196,000. But we are also so thankful for partnerships. CBOQ grants will provide $12,000 of that. And the Logos Church, our partnership with that, will provide $24,000 of that. And so a lot of that will go to contribute to the ministry that goes on, whether it's particularly through Pastor Marco as he's able to minister to the children and youth and give leadership in that area, but also the use of this facility that we share together. And then there's an additional amount that over the course of this year, we'll have a special appeal and direction opportunity to give towards that. And then missions, international missions. And so you can see kind of the breakdown in the percentage, but this is our goal, this is our hope. And so I'm appreciative so much of the Board of Stewards. There's some of their mugs in different ways here on the screen. Our Board of Stewards who make themselves available in different ways, but also are very supportive and trusting God and entrusting this budget and this plan to God and to you as a church. Next week, as we meet as an AGM, we will have an opportunity to make all these things official. But each one of them is available to be cornered or to be questioned or to be honored or discussed or just kind of affirmed or whatever it is. And so please make yourselves available to them. And today they'll be around, but also through this week in anticipation of the AGM next week. And so thank you. Thank you for your heart, for your prayers, for your giving, for your participation in the life of the church. As it says in this scripture, this gift that you give is not only supplying the needs of God's people, but is overflowing in thanks to God. And so, as I said earlier, we like to celebrate what God's doing through the giving moments, and so we invite you to share those moments with us as your life has been impacted, as your life has been influenced in a positive, in a good way.